All right, this is NorvellCentral coming back at you with another YouTube video. And at this time of the recording, I have about 1,260 subscribers. So please be sure to subscribe. I see that about 79% of you are unsubscribed right now to the channel that are watching. So please just do me a huge favor, press the subscribe button. It only takes a second, so just do that for me if you can. But I just want to thank everyone for all the love and the support, for the subscribers, for the likes, for the comments, for the engagement as a whole. And I really do appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So we do have some big news coming up for Monday, July 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And this is Lucas Simmons, a four-star offensive tackle from Clearwater Academy International. He is actually originally from the Sweden area, believe it or not. And Florida State has been on him for quite some time. He's a 6'7", 300-pound offensive lineman. That is a huge, huge need for Florida State going forward there. Alex Atkins actually offered him on May the 21st of 2021 and has been on him for quite some time. I mean, this is a kid that Alex Atkins has really enjoyed, really loved in the process. He has that prototypical size to play offensive tackle, and he can also slide on the interior if he needs to, but he is a true offensive tackle. Now, the biggest thing with that is Roderick Kearney is already in the fold. That does not interfere with Lucas Simmons at all in that point. He can play tackle if he needs to, but Florida State really, really likes Roderick Kearney, the four-star offensive tackle, offensive lineman, and interior offensive lineman at that interior spot. So it really doesn't matter in that regard, but Simmons has been visiting Florida State for quite some time now. You really look back at his recent visits that he had an unofficial visit on January the 15th. Then you turn around and he attends the Junior Day event on March the 5th. And then you kind of scroll up a little bit on his official visits, and he had that unofficial visit on May the 7th. And then you turn around and have that official visit on June 24th. And the biggest thing with that official visit is that was basically the last official visit that he is going to be taking, because you only get 5 as a college athlete. And as it is, he had that official visit on April 22nd with Oklahoma State. He turned around and then had the official visit with Tennessee on May the 27th, Florida with June the 10th, and then USC with June the 17th, and then Florida State, of course, on the 24th. And he's picking between Florida, Florida State, Tennessee, and also USC. Now, the biggest thing with his recruitment as we go forward with all of those decisions that he's going to be making, I think Florida stands a pretty good chance so far. He officially visited there on the 10th. He also officially visited, or unofficially visited, on April the 30th, April 14th, and then also March the 15th as well. So he has visited there quite a bit, and Florida actually offered a little bit later in the process on January the 18th. So that is something to watch out for there. Tennessee offered actually a day before the Florida offer came, and he's visited there on April the 8th, and then turned around and had the official visit on May the 27th. But the other school that I would actually focus on other than Florida would actually be USC. And this may come as a surprise because he is traveling across the country to see USC at that point. But USC did offer on December 31st of 2021. He turned around and had an unofficial visit on March the 26th. And then he had that right before the Florida State visit. He went there on the 17th of June. But I do like where Florida State stands right now. I think the relationships really play a factor in everything. He had that home field like environment that everybody enjoys. He was actually seen doing the presentations with academics and different things like that on his official visit. I was actually in Tallahassee whenever his visit went down, and it seemed like a home environment with him. He talked about how he wanted to spend a little bit more time with his family, and it was a family environment. They took pictures together with the Florida State uniform on. He was very comfortable with his sister that was there. She was able to take pictures with him as well. So there was a lot of different family vibes that you had from the staff. I mean, not only with Alex Atkins, but also with Coach Norvell. I think that really brought home to a lot of different things and how he's going to be utilized in this offense, and his significant playing time for when he's going to play. I think that's very important to him, and I think this is the kind of prospect that you really need. I mean, he has showcased his ability, like, nonetheless at some of these camp events, and I think it's really important for Florida State to be able to be there. And actually, in 2021, he actually moved to the United States. He enrolled at Clearwater, and they actually played really well. He started at left tackle there. They went 10-2. He's played a lot of these camp events in Miami. And the biggest thing with Roderick Kearney was that he won the MVP award on that event. But Lucas Simmons was not far behind on that event. I mean, there is some really, really good plays there. And the biggest thing with his father is his father actually played in the college level. He played offensive line for Oklahoma, and they're not even in his recruitment at this point. And he really just wants to have the best kind of chance to be successful. And I think early playing time matters for him. And I think Coach Norvell and Coach Atkins have done a tremendous job there. And I think Florida State will ultimately, hopefully, win out in the end. But I do think that if Florida State is able to get him, I think that's a really good start. Florida State right now, in terms of the 247 composite rankings, is 42nd in the country. And then you also, if you included Simmons, according to the class calculator, it is going to be 33rd in the country if he does do so. So that is a huge get for Florida State. I don't expect them to get that many offensive linemen. I know last year we had the 6 freshman offensive linemen that came in and then the 4 transfers. I don't expect it to be that much of an overhaul, but I do think Florida State is going to probably get 2 more if they're able to get Simmons and Kearney in the fold. Maybe you get one if you're really comfortable and it's a blue chip and it's a guy you really like. Maybe you get another transfer as you go along because some of these guys have to grow and develop. But if you get Kearney and Simmons, those 2 guys are ready-made talent right now. So I want to just focus on some of the guys that we're looking at so far in the recruiting ranks so far. And 4-star offensive tackle Keldon Smith, he's actually from the Georgia area. He officially visited Florida State 3 times so far this year. LSU, Georgia, Texas A&M have all kind of got involved in that other than Florida State. And Georgia is actually the leader in that. They have 5 crystal balls, so that is something to watch out for as well on that one. He unofficially visited Florida State recently on June the 22nd, so that is a recruitment to kind of keep your eye on there. Jelance Hurd is actually from the Louisiana area. He put FSU in his top 8. Florida State offered earlier this year in February, so that is something to watch out for. But LSU is that kind of factor that's going to kind of keep him involved. They have 2 crystal ball predictions, hometown team. Hopefully we can get something there, but it doesn't look too great right there in terms of that. 4-star offensive tackle DJ Chester. He's actually from the Georgia area. He went to the same high school as Bryson Estes, so that may be actually a pretty good sign there. But he put Florida State in his top 12 schools list, and I think that's a lot of schools, but he has been to Florida State 3 times now. He's camped there twice, and he's done an unofficial visit another time as well. He's already done his official visits to LSU and Auburn. I do like where Florida State sits in that recruitment, though. Then you turn around and have 3-star offensive tackle Caden Jones. He's actually from the Louisiana area. He's visited twice to Florida State. Not really much there. I think Florida State's kind of keeping him on the back burner to kind of see where they are with these blue chip prospects right now. But just something to keep in mind of. 3-star offensive tackle Bubba Jeffries. He's actually, his first name is Tyler, but he goes by Bubba. And he's actually from the Tennessee area. He's visited Florida State once. And actually during their junior day event, he talked about how he viewed Florida State as a top school. Now, ever since then, Florida State has kind of been off his radar. We haven't heard much from him. And, everything's just kind of piecing together. So we don't know what's going to happen in that recruitment so far. May have went a little bit silent. And maybe they're just keeping it on the back burner to see what happens with these top targets, just like I said with Caden Jones. Now, the other part is you have 3-star offensive lineman Tommy Kinsler. He's actually from the Ocala area, and he decommitted from Florida recently. And this came after an official visit to Miami. So now everyone is basically putting in crystal ball predictions for Miami, and Miami now has 7 crystal ball predictions as of right now. And that's kind of concerning, but he did visit Florida State 3 times this year, so that is something just to monitor. A heads up if Miami goes down the drain or if he kind of recollects his thoughts. He's already decommitted from Florida, so maybe there's a chance if he commits down to Miami down the road, maybe he decommits from Miami. So we'll see. And then the last one is Jatavius Shivers. He is actually from the Georgia area, and he decommitted from Vandy. And Florida State's kind of kept him on the back burner as well. He's visited FSU twice for a camp event, but it's not really been going super hard. They really haven't communicated well with him a lot. So I think he's more in that mix between Caden Jones, Bubba Jeffries, Tommy Kinsler, and also Jatavius Shivers has also been kind of those clumped together to have them put on the back burner for a guy like, DJ Chester, Jelance Hurd, and also Kelton Smith as well. And then you also look at a guy like Lucas Simmons, who I think are your 4 top priorities, and then the rest of them. So I think Alex Atkins is doing a good job because he's keeping those kids on the back burners from 4 through 7, and then you're turned around trying to find out different resources to be able to keep those guys, those blue chippers, Hopefully you get 3 blue chippers and maybe you go after a transfer, or maybe you get 4 guys in this class. But I do think that those are your core group that you're going to have so far. And if they're able to get, let's just say, Kearney, Simmons, Chester, and maybe you turn around and have a Jeffries if you want to, or something like that, that would not be a bad idea. So I definitely think Florida State could get it done. I think Alex Atkins is doing a tremendous job, kind of like I talked about in my last video with Marcus Woodson about the recruiting, defensive back recruiting. So I'm definitely going to figure out what is going to be going on there, but I'm definitely excited to see what Alex Atkins does, and I think he's going to do a tremendous job of whatever happens on Monday with Simmons, but I'll definitely be back for a video for that one as well. Whatever the case may be, I'll kind of break that down. Hopefully he chooses Florida State, and we'll see where that goes. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and always, I hope that you have a great rest of the day, and as always, go Noles.